Recap from last episode. The story was about two friends who went out for fun, and it all started like a normal December night in Lagos. The night moved fast. One friend disappeared. The other was left searching. By morning, everything had changed. Lagos still looked beautiful from inside the Uber. That was what confused me the most. Music was still leaking out of clubs. Cars were still moving. If you are just encountering this channel for the first time, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Tell us where you are watching from in the stranger's car, holding a dead phone, and wondering how one restroom break had turned my whole night upside down. The Uber driver kept looking at me through the mirror. Not suspicious. Just unsure. "Madam, where exactly are we going?" he asked again. I opened my mouth, then closed it. Because the truth was, I didn't know. I asked him to wait for a bit. Just small time. He nodded and parked close to the curb, engine still running. Outside, two girls walked past laughing, heels in their hands. I watched them like they were from a different world. I borrowed the driver's charger. My phone came on slowly, like it didn't even want to be involved in my stress. 3% battery. One missed call. From Zainab. My chest tightened so fast I had to take a deep breath. I called back immediately. It rang. And rang. Then stopped. No answer. I told the driver to drive around the area slowly. I didn't want to panic yet. Lagos teaches you to hold your fear until you are sure you need it. We passed the club again. Same lights. Same noise. Same entrance like nothing had happened. I asked him to stop and I went back inside. Inside the club, everything felt louder and duller at the same time. Bodies pressed against each other. People shouting lyrics they didn't fully know. Sweat, perfume, alcohol, all mixed together. I walked through the crowd calling her name. Not shouting. Just enough to be heard if she was close. Nobody answered. Nobody even turned to look at me. When I reached the restroom area again, the same bouncer stood there. Same bored face. Same lack of concern. I asked him again if he had seen my friend. He shrugged. That shrug felt heavier than a no. It told me clearly that I was on my own. I walked back to where the guys were. They were still drinking. Still laughing. Still relaxed like the night was doing what it was meant to do. When I asked about Zainab, the answers didn't match. One said she stepped outside with another girl. Another said she mentioned a different lounge. Another wasn't sure at all. Everybody assumed she was fine. That was when I realized something small but important: nobody was actually watching anyone. Everyone was just moving. I left the club again. Outside felt colder now. Quieter. The fun was still inside, but fear lives better in open spaces. I ordered another Uber, this time with barely any battery left. The new driver was younger. Talkative. He asked where I was going. I told him the truth. That I was looking for my friend. That I wasn't sure where she was. That I just needed to check nearby places. Lekki at night looks clean from far away. Street lights are neatly spaced. Palm trees line the roads. But underneath all that calm is a feeling you can't explain unless you've been there alone. We drove past one lounge. Then another. I watched faces, dresses, hairstyles, hoping one of them would be Zainab's. Each no made my body feel heavier. Then my phone buzzed. Just once. I looked down quickly, like if I waited too long the message would disappear. I'm okay. That was all it said. No location. No explanation. Just those two words. Relief and anger hit me together. I called immediately. My hands were shaking now, no need to pretend anymore. She picked up. Her voice sounded normal. Too normal. Like nothing serious had happened. She said she was with someone she knew. That she was safe. That she would come home later. That I should not worry. I wanted to scream into the phone. Ask questions. Demand details. But I was tired. The kind of tired that comes when your body has already done too much. I told her to please be careful. She said she was. The call ended. Morning came, but it didn't feel like morning. Sunlight entered the room slowly, like it wasn't sure it was welcome. The noise of the street started to rise, sellers shouting, cars honking, life continuing like nothing strange happened overnight. Zainab slept. I didn't. I watched her from where I sat, wondering how two people could experience the same night and carry it so differently. Her breathing was steady. Mine was not. Around 9 a.m., she woke up. She sat up slowly, rubbed her eyes, looked around the room, then looked at me. Why you dey look me like that? She asked, her voice dry from sleep. I didn't answer immediately. I didn't even know where to start. I just said, you scared me. She sighed and stood up, walking to the bathroom. Like the conversation could wait. Like fear has a pause button. When she came back, she sat on the bed. I told you I was okay, she said. Yes, I replied. But I didn't know that. Silence fell between us. Not loud silence. The uncomfortable one. The one that stretches. Then she started talking. She said the girl she went to the restroom with was someone she met before. That they stepped outside for air. That one thing led to another. That she didn't think it was a big deal. I listened without interrupting. What she didn't say was louder than what she said. She didn't say she told me where she was going. She didn't say she checked her phone. She didn't say she thought about me. I asked her why she didn't message earlier. She said her phone was off. I nodded. Phones are always off in stories like this. The conversation ended without shouting. Without tears. But something shifted. Trust doesn't break loudly. It just moves quietly to a different place. Later that day, we went out to get food. Lagos in December during the day is sharp. Sun too hot. Roads too busy. Everyone moving like they have somewhere important to be. At the food spot, we sat quietly eating rice. Music was playing lightly from a speaker. People around us were laughing about their own nights. Zainab took pictures of her food. I watched her. She looked like someone who had already moved on. I was still stuck at 2:17 a.m. That afternoon, her phone kept buzzing. Messages from friends. Voice notes. Invitations. Another party tonight, she said casually. I looked up. Tonight, I repeated. She smiled. It's December. That was when irritation finally found its voice. I asked her if December was worth feeling lost in the middle of the night. Worth sitting in a stranger's car not knowing where your friend was. Worth pretending everything was normal. She rolled her eyes. You worry too much, she said. That hurt more than I expected. That evening, we didn't go out together. She went to meet her friends. I stayed back. Not because I was scared of Lagos, but because I was tired of pretending that fun was harmless. Around midnight, I saw her post again. Lights. Music. Smiles. I put my phone down. The next few days passed like this. Different nights. Different parties. Same pattern. Zainab kept going out. I kept choosing rest. We were still friends, but something felt misaligned. Like we were walking the same road at different speeds. One evening, she came back upset. Someone had disappointed her. A promise that didn't come through. Money spent, expectations unmet. She sat beside me and stayed quiet for a while. Then she said softly, that night, maybe I was careless. I didn't rush to respond. Because sometimes apologies don't come dressed the way we expect them. I just nodded. December continued. But that first night had already written its warning. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just clear. And we still hadn't reached the end of what that month wanted to show us.